Good afternoon, everybody. This is Tracy Armstrong, owner-operator of North Pittsburgh Greeting Company, the area's premier welcome wagon lady, welcoming all the new homeowners and new businesses to the North Pittsburgh area, one of the fastest growing areas in the state of Pennsylvania. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Dr. Missy Karski of Karski Spokane Orthodontics, located in Seven Fields. How are you doing today, doctor?
I'm doing great, thank you.
It's great to talk to you today. Karski Spokane Orthodontics is a wonderful business in the community. Not only do you provide wonderful oral health care to all of our teenagers and adults out there so they'll have beautiful teeth, but one thing that people need to know about Dr. Missy Karski is not only does she own a business in Seven Fields, but you'll see her advertisements throughout ball fields, back of kids' t-shirts for a 5K race, and she's all about giving back to the local community, especially to giving back to activities in the community that relates to our children, which is very important. Always giving back to our kids. So, Dr. Karski, please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you live, when you went to school, you're married with children. Tell us about yourself, your education, and just a little bit about your family.
All right. Well, first of all, I was born in Sumter, South Carolina, but I grew up in Connequenessing in Butler County. So I went to Connequenessing Elementary School, and actually I'm a graduate of Butler High School. And then I did my undergraduate at Penn State, main campus. So that was, go Penn State. I actually have let me see here if you can see my Penn State uniforms up there. My Penn State stuff. So, and then I did my dental school at the University of Pittsburgh, and that's where I met my husband, Matt, as well. And then I did my residency for orthodontics also at Pitt. So I spent, 4 years at Penn State and then another 7 at the University of Pittsburgh School of Dental Medicine. So that was a great experience. Loved both schools, but like I said, I did meet my husband at Pitt, so he never lets me forget that. So, and so we got married, and we have 3 children now. So my oldest daughter is Arabella. She is 6. My middle one is Jack. He's 4. And then I just had Savannah. She's actually now about 8 months old. So we're very busy. We have 2 little wiener dogs and some chickens. So,
oh my goodness, you are
a busy home life, but it's fun. We embrace the chaos. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
So, and then my entire family is in Butler. So my parents, my aunts, uncles, brother, everybody's around here now. So
that's great. Why it's very important you to support your local community, because you are a Pittsburgh girl. You really
That's right. Absolutely. I love supporting the community.
Exactly. What made you decide to become an orthodontist?
Well, I knew I always wanted to be in the health field. I never knew specifically orthodontics, but I loved my orthodontists. Actually, Dr. Banco and McGrogan, I may be familiar with those names, but they were my orthodontists.
They were my orthodontists.
Just, loved just going in there. They changed my life. They changed my smile. So I never forgot about that. But it really wasn't until about college when I knew that the dental field was something I would like to do. I wanted to be in healthcare, but again, I didn't necessarily want to be in the hospital setting, on call and all that. So I felt like dentistry was a great career, and orthodontics specifically, again, I just felt like the connection that I could have with my patients, watch them grow, adults, children, everybody alike. I just felt like it was a great career. And it was also, honestly, a great career, I think, as a mom. I knew I wanted to have a big family and still have a great career. So that was kind of where that came into play. And also my best friend's mother was a treatment coordinator in an orthodontic office. So she got me into shadowing a lot, and I did shadow quite a few orthodontists. And that was pretty much how I knew for sure that's what I wanted to do.
Now, a lot of people think of orthodontics and they just think braces. But orthodontics is far more than just a child coming in for their phase 1 braces, and they come in as a young teenager, 12, 13, for their adult braces. But there's more services that you offer for adults, for everything. Can you please explain further more detail what different services your office can provide?
Sure. I mean, in general, braces and, of course, Invisalign, we do a lot of Invisalign, and that is correcting, of course, aesthetics, cosmetics, creating that beautiful smile, but it's also more function. We're always looking at function and how that bite is fitting together for children and adults. Now, for children, of course, we're looking maybe for some skeletal change, skeletal growth, that sort of thing. For adults, it can become maybe some type of orthognathic surgery. We do quite a few orthognathic surgery cases on adults who maybe are done growing. TMJ, so we have quite a few adults that would come in with some TMJ issues, headaches, jaw pain, popping, clicking, that sort of thing. We, of course, look at their bite, look at whether or not, as an orthodontist, can we correct that. Maybe we need to refer out to physical therapists, chiropractors who work specifically with TMJ. So we do a lot of interdisciplinary care, but I would say, function, aesthetics, TMJ, those would be our main focus for our patients, of course.
Fabulous. What sets you apart from other orthodontists in the area?
There are so many fantastic orthodontists, and I do think we all have very similar philosophies. We're all big in the community, which is awesome. I think maybe what would set us apart is it's kind of neat. Dr. Spokane and myself, he's a male, been practicing for over 20 years. I'm a female, a little younger, so we bring in different we bring different things to the table, I guess you could say. We have different personalities, yet we work really, really well together. We have a ton of fun with our patients. I really love to connect with them. A lot of them have my cell phone. We text, we go over things. So I really feel like, I'm sure everyone does this too, but I really like to connect on a personal level, get to know the families. And like I said, I just think him and I together, we have a lot of fun and bring different personalities to our patients. And so that would probably be something a little bit different than everybody else in the area.
Fabulous. And your office staff is wonderful. I go into your office every now and again. Lovely people.
Thank you.
What have you and your staff done during the pandemic to keep your patients and your patients' family healthy and safe when they come visit you for their treatments? What precautions have you had to take?
And this has been, of course, a focus for everyone, but from day one, from I believe it was March 16th when, we had to stay home, we spent so much time. Dr. Spokane, the research this man has done, and so diligent to figuring out ways to keep our patients safe. And, of course, we follow the protocols of temperature taking, mouth rinsing with a peroxide rinse, washing of the hands. We have our waiting room is now taped off so that people cannot be more than 6 feet apart, or they have to be more than 6 feet apart. Patients waiting in the car, filling out questionnaires, COVID questionnaires, just to be sure that they aren't experiencing any symptoms, that sort of thing. But one thing we have gone above and beyond, I feel, is a lot of research into hypochlorous acid and fogging, and we have purifiers and humidifiers within our office. I don't know if you know much about it. There's a little bit out there. Dr. Spokane and I are actually we're getting together a presentation that we can actually share it pretty soon. That will be public, just to give people a little more information, because it's pretty neat. We have a fogger that we actually, before we go to lunch, at the end of the day, our staff gets basically fogged with hypochlorous acid, so that when we leave at the end of the day, of course, everyone goes home and washes their clothes, but the hypochlorous acid is just a great way to kind of leave the office feeling a little bit healthier and cleaner with that. With leaving that at the end of the day. And then, of course, if we have any aerosols produced, maybe when we're taking braces off or using any kind of handpiece, we have humidifiers that have the hypochlorous acid in them, and we have them around the clinic. So I do believe, is giving us a much safer workplace for our staff, of course, and for our patients as well.
That's amazing that you're taking those extra steps with your staff so they stay healthy and safe for you and for your patients. Now, we're talking now, you're an orthodontist, everyone thinks braces, and they're looking at their 6 or 7-year-old son or daughter, the teeth are going everywhere and just waiting for everything to get ready. When is a good age for a parent to bring a child into your Seven Fields office for a consultation?
So that's a great question. Now, the American Association of Orthodontists recommends 7, and that's typically when about your 2 front teeth and your molars, your 6 molars are in. And to be honest, the main reason, there's a few different things that could be going on, but 7 is a good age because at that age we can actually change the skeleton a little bit, right? So we can move bone a little bit easier than as you get older and those bone sutures start to fuse. So 7 is a good time to at least check and make sure that everything is going the way it's supposed to be. If it is, then we usually put them on a recall basis where they come in about every 6 to 12 months and just watch the teeth come in. If we feel like we maybe need to do a little bit of intervention, that's a great age to start that process, whether that be expansion, if they have a big overbite or underbite, whether that be wearing like a brace at night or something to fix that. The only 2 times I actually see them younger would be an underbite. So an underbite, something like this, is when you wear that night brace. And we actually have found that we get better results if we can even start them a little bit sooner. So I do even have like some 5 and 6-year-olds that come in and we can start. No braces are really done at that time, but a skeletal change. That or a crossbite. So anybody that has a crossbite, we can even put a little expander in. No braces, but just an expander, just so that we can get that suture opened and get the extra palatal width that we need.
Fantastic. Can you tell us what insurances you take?
We take pretty much everything. You name it, I'm pretty sure we take it. So we take all the commercial insurances. We take a lot of Medicaids, UPMC for You, Gateway, CHIP, and then, of course, like I said, all the private insurances as well.
And I'm sure one of your staff members can come up with a comfortable payment plan if they have to pay through cash. I'm sure you don't expect everything up front. I'm sure you'll work with your patients and more or less your patient's parents to come up with a reasonable payment plan. Am I correct in saying that? So it's not so overwhelming for a parent right from the get-go.
That's right. We offer a lot of different options. We usually give you a couple of options, care credit, pay in full, or monthly payments. And then if you chose to go with the monthly payment option, we can basically cater to you. So we can extend them, basically work with whatever works for you and your budget to make it work. Because I'm sure you've heard this before, but the last thing we want are finances to get in the way of getting started with something that could really benefit you or your child.
For your entire life. People don't realize
that's right.
A smile goes a long way. It really does. And having a beautiful smile for life can really open up doors for you.
That's right.
Thanks to Dr. Banco, your orthodontist, I have a beautiful smile. So orthodontic care is very, very important. Well, Dr. Karski, it was a pleasure speaking to you today. Can you please tell us your website if somebody would like to make an appointment with you?
Sure. It's Karski SpokaneOrtho.com.
And your phone number?
724-591-5758.
And everybody, this will all of Dr. Karski's contact information will be posted in the comments. So if you yourself would like to get Invisalign, you're 30 or 40, you want to tweak a little things, Dr. Karski can certainly help you with that. Or if you have little ones at home and you're starting to think maybe this is the time to just get an evaluation to see where your child is. Do you have a year? Do you have 2 years? You need to get started now. Dr. Karski would be more than happy to sit down and talk with you and discuss all of your all of your plans. And again, I do want to stress to everybody out there how wonderful and giving that Karski Spokane Orthodontics is to the local community. I've seen your signs at local ball fields, local soccer fields, and that's a really wonderful thing, especially what's going on in the world today. Supporting small businesses such as yourself. I mean, you're an orthodontist, but you're a small local orthodontist. And it's very important more than ever that we support local businesses and support Dr. Karski because she puts her money where her mouth is. She gives back to the community, which is so very important. And I myself thank you for constantly seeing your signs around there. That's wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. We really, it makes me happy. It's what we strive to do is, our patients, our community are number one. So.
Fabulous. Well, Dr. Karski, it was wonderful speaking with you today. Get back to taking care of all of your beautiful patients and keeping them healthy and safe. And make sure all the kids in North Pittsburgh area have beautiful smiles.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Hopefully we'll be able to share smiles again too.
That's right. I know. Exactly. All right. Thank you, Tracy. Have a good night.
You as well. Everybody, again, this is Tracy Armstrong, North Pittsburgh Greeting Company, the area's premier welcome wagon service, always promoting all of our wonderful local businesses in the North Pittsburgh area. Have a great evening, everybody.